Visit our YouTube channel at Max TV. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications on our uploads.
7 months after the federal government reopened oil mining lease OML 25 for immediate commencement of oil production in October 2019, the facility remains shut till date, depriving the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and its joint partners, including the host communities, significant revenues. The following commentary takes a look at implications of leaving the highly lucrative oil and gas facility dormant in almost 3 years.
In August 2017, angry women from Belema, Ofonyama and Ngeje, all host communities of OML 25, shut down the Belema flow station and gas plant and occupied the facility. Their demand from the federal government was a transfer of ownership and operatorship of OML 25 from Shell Petroleum Development Company (SPDC) to Belema Oil Producing Limited, an indigenous oil giant owned by one of their own, Engineer Jack Rich Tain Jr., which already had a stake on the oil mining lease. There was palpable tension on OML 25 as SPDC and Belema Oil locked horns over the operatorship of the Belema flow station and gas plant. It had taken the timely intervention of the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timmy Praise Silva, to pour oil on the troubled waters of OML 25 shortly after he assumed office. Through the initiative of Nigeria's Junior Petroleum Minister, Timmy Praise Silva, the dispute on the operatorship of OML 25 was successfully resolved at a peace parley in Abuja in September 2019. Under the peace accord, it was agreed that Shell Petroleum Development Company and Belema Oil jointly operate the oil facility. In line with the agreement, Shell was recognized as operator of the oil block, while Belema Oil was put in charge of maintenance, production, employment, and security of the Belema flow station and gas plants. The epoch-making peace accord was followed with a visit of a high-level delegation of the federal government led by Chief Timmy Praise Silva to Kula Kingdom to pacify host communities of OML 25 and seek their consent to restart oil and gas production on the oil block. After a successful meeting with largely underdeveloped oil-producing communities in Kula Kingdom, the federal government's delegation returned few weeks after to officially reopen OML 25 for the commencement of oil production on October 10, 2019. According to Group General Manager of the Nigerian Petroleum Investment Management Services, NAPIMS, Mr. Musa Lawan, who stood in for Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Malam Melekiari, the amicable resolution of the dispute on OML 25 and its subsequent reopening signified more revenue inflow for the NNPC and its joint venture partners, as well as the development of its host communities. On that occasion, he had noted that production on the oil facility would commence in 10 days. It was cheering news for all interested parties as the closure of one of Nigeria's most lucrative oil blocks with a production capacity of 35,000 barrels of oil per day had cost the country about $1.7 billion in 2 years. Till date, however, OML 25 is yet to commence production. Our investigations on why the lucrative Belema flow station continues to remain shut revealed that minor disagreements between Shell Petroleum Development Company (SPDC) and Belema Oil Producing Limited over the employment of locals is responsible for the stalemate. It will be recalled that prior to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic in the country, the federal government had planned to upscale daily oil production to about 3 million barrels per day for the generation of additional revenues to fund its budgets. For close observers of unfolding events in OML 25, the federal government's inability to commence production on the Belema flow station and gas plant is indeed surprising and worrisome. Fortunately, crude oil pricing in the international market is beginning to appreciate, and the expectation is that the federal government removes all stumbling blocks to the commencement of crude oil and gas production on OML 25 as soon as the global community recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, we hope that the federal government will be able to resolve all issues surrounding the operations of OML 25 in the shortest time possible.
Inside the Niger Delta.